Divorcing in your 50s or 60s is not too late. It may be the first time life is truly yours. According to a CNN feature published on July 26, 2026, a growing number of women across Asia are choosing to leave marriages that have lasted for decades and begin a new chapter in their 50s and 60s. This trend is often called gray divorce, referring to couples who separate after the age of 50. In the past, many people believed that once a couple had spent most of their lives together and raised their children, there was little reason to leave. But the opposite may be true. After enduring an unhappy marriage for decades, some women no longer want to sacrifice the rest of their lives. Japanese woman Eiko Toyama waited 32 years before leaving her husband. During the marriage, she handled the housework, raised their children, and contributed financially to the family. Yet she said her husband still tried to control her friendships and career ambitions. It was not that she had never considered divorce. She was waiting for the right moment. She waited until her children were adults. Her family responsibilities had decreased and her husband was not yet old enough to require full-time care. At 60, she finally took the opportunity to leave. After the divorce, she described her main emotion in one word: happiness. Stories like hers are becoming increasingly common in Japan, South Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and mainland China. One major reason is the changing economic and legal position of women. In the past, many Asian women left the workforce after marriage and spent years doing unpaid housework, raising children, and caring for elderly relatives. This labor allowed their husbands to focus on their careers, but it often left women without income or retirement security. For many women, the problem was not that they did not want to leave. It was that they could not afford to. Legal reforms in Japan and South Korea have made it possible for long-term homemakers to receive a portion of pensions and marital assets after divorce. These protections have turned divorce from an impossible risk into a realistic option. Another major factor is longevity. In the past, reaching 50 or 60 might have been seen as entering the final stage of life. Today, many people may still have another 20 or 30 years ahead of them. That changes the question. Instead of asking, "Can I continue to endure this marriage?" more women are asking, "Do I really want to spend the rest of my life this way?" Hong Kong woman Iman Lau gradually lost her sense of identity during her 14-year marriage. She neglected her friendships and interests, and her life began to revolve almost entirely around her husband. After the divorce, she started hiking, swimming, kayaking, snorkeling, and learning to play the piano. She made new friends and traveled on her own. She eventually discovered that living alone did not necessarily mean being lonely. It could also be exciting and fulfilling. Of course, gray divorce is not only about freedom. Divorcing later in life can create serious challenges involving pensions, housing, healthcare, finances, and long-term care. As more older adults begin living alone, governments may also face greater demand for welfare and social support. Still, society can no longer use the phrase, "You have already endured it for so long," as a reason to expect someone to keep suffering. The length of a marriage does not prove its quality, and staying married does not always mean being happy. For some women, divorce is not a rejection of the past. It is a decision not to sacrifice the future. Lau said that when she told friends her own age about the divorce, many responded as if someone had died, telling her, "I'm so sorry." Younger members of Generation Z reacted differently. They congratulated her. That contrast shows more than a generational difference in attitudes toward divorce. It suggests that people are beginning to redefine what a successful life looks like. A marriage that does not last forever is not necessarily a failure. Losing yourself completely inside a relationship should not automatically be considered success. Divorcing in your 50s or 60s does not always mean starting over too late. For some women, after spending decades as wives, mothers, and caregivers, it may be the first time they finally place themselves back at the center of their own lives. Source: CNN. There is Freedom: Why Asian Women Are Leaving Their Husbands in Their 50s and 60s. Published July 26, 2026.